here's something I want to address too, right? Gaming gender gap. Okay. So about the gaming gender gap, as gaming increases in popularity in the cultural zeitgeist, more and more women are getting into gaming. While women represent about half of the global population, only 27% of the top 3,000 video game streamers on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook gaming are female. This number has decreased slightly from 2020, when 28% of the top creators were female. That's not even a notable decrease from 27 to 28%. While these numbers have increased over the years, female streamers are still not fully represented in the gaming community. A recent study finds that 72% of female esports fans believe that women are not represented well in the esports space. Twitch, YouTube gaming, and Facebook gaming are working to improve these statistics. However, more work still needs to be done to close the gender gap in gaming. So let's look at this chart right here. Really, okay, I might push my laptop gaming content over there to give it a try. I mean, look, definitely try it out, right? If you don't like it, you can try Facebook gaming, right? If you don't like it on YouTube gaming, Twitch, if you don't like it, if it's not your vibe, you can go ahead and try Facebook gaming too, right? You have options, man. The best thing that you should take away from this is that you have options, okay? So the top 5 female streamers of the year. Now this is an interesting list because these people are very interesting, to say the least. So the gap between top female and male streamers is continuing to close across all streamers. Valkyrie plays 63rd. Amaranth, which is as the e-girl bathtub streamer chick. Amaranth was the top female streamer of the year with her pole mic content. Yeah, like she does like the blowjobs on the mics too. Content, especially in the ASMR and pools, hot tubs, and beaches categories. Valkyrie, last year's #1, placed second with 8 million fewer hours watched than Amaranth. Last year, the top female streamer placed 63rd in the overall ranking. This year, Amaranth reached 46th. 2 of the top 5 female streamers use YouTube gaming. The other 3 are on Twitch. Valkyrie and Pecora, which is a VTuber, Sad Dummy, Pokimane, and Amaranth, which are on Twitch. I've got another chart for women in gaming. Our gaming audience is disproportionately skewed male. Live streaming top creator demographics, top 200 creators. 95% of the top 200 creators are male. 97 are female. Okay, 97 were male in 2020, 3% were female in 2020, 95% are male in 2021, 5% in 2021 for female. While gaming has been thought of as traditionally male-dominated space, more and more women and gender non-conforming people, see, that's where their data gets fucked up right there, are active in the space. According to a YouGov poll, only 13% of women and 24% of men believe that video games do a good job of portraying women, and that's not the issue there. Stream Hatchet estimates that only 5% of the top 200 gaming influencers are female. While each platform has made efforts to combat misogyny and hate speech with policy changes, not about that. Throughout 2021, the distribution of female gaming creators across the top creators has only changed by 2 percentage points. The percentage of female influencers in the top 1,000 channels. While the gap between top female and male streamers can vary platform to platform, there is an immaterial difference between distribution of female streamers across the top Western streaming platforms. Twitch has updated its misconduct policy. YouTube has promoted Valkyrie across entertainment media, and Facebook Gaming has launched a series of female creator spotlights and virtual meetups to discuss issues in the industry. And then there's the monetize. So here's the thing, right? I wanna talk about this real quick before I get to the monetization. So everywhere you look, this promotion of female content creators and streamers, and this is kind of an issue that people deal with in like tech YouTube, right? Tech YouTube, the big thing is there's not enough tech female creators. There's not enough tech female creators. The female creators, they feel inclined to say that there's not enough women in Mr. Beast channel. There's not enough women there. There's not enough women here. There's not enough women everywhere they go, right? And the problem is that when you force gender how can I say this? When you force gender representation, the people are going to speak eventually, right? The people are going to show you what they care about based solely on what they choose to watch, right? Now they got black female video game characters. They have lesbian, LGBT video game characters, female video game characters, non-binary female characters or non-binary characters that appear to be female in video games, in media, in cartoons, and anime. They have lesbian characters, lesbian couples. It's everywhere. But the problem is, it's there not because it's part of the story or it helps whatever media it's in. It's just there to be a part of representation. And because everything is meant just to be there because of representation, people choose not to watch it. Now, if we're not looking at it from a video game perspective, we're just looking at these streamers for a second. Live streaming is dominated by men, not because of patriarchy or misogyny, just for the simple fact there's just a lot of guys that like streaming. It's easy to find female streamers on Twitch. Yeah, I find a lot of female streamers on Twitch. I find a lot of female content creators on YouTube as well. I find a lot of female content creators on Instagram who have Twitch, on Twitter who have YouTube and Twitch. They're out there. But if I'm to look at this, if I'm to look at the top 200 creators, I see that the people still choose to watch male content creators. So if we look at the female content creators, right? If we actually like to look at their content and compare them to male content creators, like if you were to compare up and down that list of 100 creators, the top female creators, and compare them to the top male creators, what will you see? What would the difference be? Right? Would it be the content? Would it be the presentation on camera? How they speak to people on camera, their ability in games, right? Like, what is it that's causing people to simply not want to watch female creators en masse? It's either the creators or the people are just simply not interested in female creators. And again, if we're looking at this graph right here, I need to see data. If you're going to talk about the gaming gender gap, there simply needs to be a piece of data that shows male viewers versus female viewers, right? So that you could get a better understanding. Because if we look at the WNBA, for instance, right? If you look at the WNBA, for instance, the WNBA is a failed project. Right? The WNBA is only operational. The WNBA operates as a loss every year. The only reason why it's able to operate is because the NBA is a billion-dollar industry, and the WNBA is just a project for the NBA. That's why they can afford to make it operate at a loss, because they just have it there for diversity. But it's not a functioning business, the WNBA. It's so much so not a functioning business that women don't like to watch the WNBA, right? The numbers are so bad because women just simply don't care. So if you look at women in gaming, you have to actually go all the way up here at this number right here, While women represent half of the global population, only 27% of the top 3,000 video game streamers on Twitch, YouTube, and gaming, all the gaming platforms, are female. Only the top 27% are female. You simply have to ask yourself, do women in mass really enjoy video game streams? Right? Like, you have to really try to understand why female creators are at the bottom of the list when it comes to top creators. Because it's not about, you see, when these people take a look at these issues, they go victim. They say it's misconduct policy on harassment and conduct that marginalizes users. That has nothing to do with people not wanting to watch women. YouTube promoting Valkyrie, and I've seen her ads. I haven't watched her content. Facebook Gaming launched a series of female content creator spotlights, virtual meetups. Where's the data? Right? Where's the data of the male viewers versus the female viewers? Right? There is no data. There is no singular data point that shows how many subscribers and viewers are male and how many subscribers and viewers are female. And then how many subscribers and viewers are non-binary. Because the non-binary would hurt female, the non-binary percentage would hurt female creators more than it hurts male creators. Okay, that's just a fact. Right? Just using your noodle. Right? Just think about it for a second. Right? Just think about it. Okay? Just think about it for a second. So, in closing about women in gaming, I think honestly you just have to look, do people really want to see women in gaming? I mean, that's a good question. Like, representation matters, but do people care? I mean, people will play a game if the female character is a lead, yeah. Right? They'll watch an anime if the female character is a lead, yeah. They'll watch a movie if the female character is a lead and it makes sense, right? And it's about story, not patriarchy, misogyny, yeah, they'll watch it. Well, if you're looking at gaming and representation in gaming, do people care to see women in gaming? Point blank. That's a hard question, and that question is not going to get answered by addressing misogyny, patriarchy, all these. Like, that has nothing to do with solving your problem, right? So the gaming industry is always not like the gaming industry when media, social media focuses on identity, that's where there's failures. That's where there's always going to be failure. It's the same thing during Black History Month with all the black creators, the black people of color, whichever you want to call it. They don't think there's no representation. You can't find people, yada, 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 right? When you focus on identity, that's where you alienate viewers. And don't get it twisted thinking that you're not alienating women who simply just want to watch a stream. They don't want to hear about misogyny and patriarchy and how people aren't represented. They just want to watch the content too, right? So that's something to think about when it comes to women in gaming. I don't think this problem will ever get solved. I mean, we're looking at a 2% growth over 1 year. Like, we'll estimate 10 years. Like, where will the streaming, industry be in 10 years?